podcast, and today is our hangover episode 11. After last week's really fun interview with Eric Linden and all the talk we had about action movies and all the stunt works and that he's been on, we're back on track with a more regular episode. As always, with me today is the master of dad jokes and fun trivia, Mr. Franco Rizzo. How's it going, Franco?
It's going good. Finally on the recovery road. I was really sick last week, but today feeling much. It's clearing up.
Good. Also with me is the one and only Mr. Joe Paolella. All good, Joe?
Okay. I'm actually fighting off a bit of an illness as well. It's probably something I caught from my girlfriend who's been sick the last 3 weeks, and I thought for some reason I had the best immune system in the world, but now seems to have caught up with me a little bit. But pushing through, keeping on.
That's for hating MCU. That's what you get.
I guess all three of us.
If that's all I get, I'll take it.
Yeah. Most probably that's why we all three of us hate MCU, and we got it. It's like karma.
Well, I don't hate MCU.
Well,
I have my big issues with it, but don't hate it.
Oh, la.
So, this week, we've got lots of news and trailers, especially considering all the Super Bowl trailers that came out, I guess, last night. So, stay tuned for that. Also, I guess I'm the only one who's played it. We'll be discussing Hogwarts Legacy on today's episode. So, Franco, I guess that makes me not an ally of the trans community, as we discussed last week.
Just don't post this on Twitter, because they will eviscerate you. Okay.
Oh, shit.
They're gonna join the podcast and make you cry like they've done to a few streamers.
Oh yes. But then
Girlfriend reviews.
No, but here's the thing. Then he's gonna be like by the right wingers. It's like, oh my god, the poster boy for right wing prejudice, Andrea Gravina.
But then when the right wingers actually get to know what I think they'll quickly leave the podcast as well.
No. And by the way, if I quickly mention the article that you sent me, I stopped reading it when she said I have a moral imperative not to review this objectively. Anyway, we get to once we discuss the game.
Definitely. We will also be discussing episode 5 of The Last of Us. Actually, I'm curious to hear Joe's thoughts on episode 4 as well, because he wasn't with us when we reviewed it. So Joe will give us his thoughts on episode 4, and then we'll get into episode 5 together. So that's pretty much what we have for you today. Before we start, don't forget, as always, guys, to leave a like on this video. Please comment your thoughts on all the stuff we'll be discussing. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, and share it online, because this also all helps to support us in our work here.
And follow us
Franco.
on all of our socials. TikTok,
Definitely,
Facebook,
definitely.
Instagram, Bumble, Tinder, Swipe,
Grindr.
Hinge as well.
Friend Finder, everything.
Yes.
Friend finder rescue, Franco.
There's a Red Le podcast in your area.
All right, guys. I know we've all been very busy, but Joe, did you manage to watch anything this week?
So obviously I was on holiday last week. I did get to watch a little bit of stuff whilst traveling. What I did get to do, and what I'm actually now 6 episodes into, is finally start Succession season 3 with season 4 coming out. And it reminds me why I love Succession so much. It taught me the phrase "piss mad," which I found very entertaining. If I'm trying to know which
When was that, Joe? Because I haven't
that
watched
was
it
the annual shareholders meeting.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the start Succession, I actually did, because I think Franco had done a little bit as well. I'm probably about 5 episodes in. I started Swamp Thing.
Wow,
which
okay.
I've actually been fairly impressed by, because it's essentially a horror TV show, which is probably what Swamp Thing should be. In terms of films, that's where I've really taken the backseat. The only thing I have managed to watch, I did intend tonight to go and watch Knock at the Cabin by myself, but we're obviously recording now, and I was very busy, so I didn't get the chance to watch that. But I did last night with my girlfriend watch Emily the Criminal, by
Is it?
John Patton Ford with Aubrey Plaza. I do love that Aubrey Plaza has gone from kind of monotone, funny girl on Parks and Rec to, like, she's got real chops. She's really good. Like in White Lotus season 2, she was great, but she's even better in this, even doing like a bit of like accent work as well, with quite a heavy New Jersey accent. Wasn't totally blown away by Emily the Criminal. Just, it's good. It's definitely good. Like I'd say it's probably better than the 6.7 it's got there. For me, it's like the definition of like a 7 probably. For me, it's just a bit too slow burn for its own good, even though it doesn't feel very long. There was like I wanted a bit more action. That being said, some very good tense moments. Like when it does rack up the tension, it does it very well.
And her performance shows.
She's very good. She's great.
Yeah.
In fact, like very, very, like especially believable when she needs to get a bit like rougher, for lack of a better term. When she needs to get like a bit angrier and stuff like that. She's very good.
She's one of those actors who's really hot right now, right?
Yeah.
She's one of those who's attracting the big deals,
Yeah.
shall we say.
Yep.
And she's got a lot of work coming up, I believe.
Yeah, because I know she had done, I still haven't seen it, it's been on my list for years, but she had a film called Black Bear, which came out a couple of years ago, which is meant to be like her first like serious role. But no, she's definitely good. I look forward to see.
she's going
what she
to
does
be
next.
in
Oh,
Megalopolis.
she's going to be in Megalopolis, Arrestor.
Yeah, I mean,
And Agatha as well.
half of Hollywood's going to be in Megalopolis, so.
Joe, you've been looking forward to this, Agatha.
Yes, this I've wanted it my whole life. I know, I've read every single comic, like, obviously, what the fuck is Agatha, Coven of Chaos? Jesus Christ.
Oh, to be fair, I like the main actress, Catherine Hahn.
Catherine
She's
Hahn.
No, Catherine
she's
Hahn's
very good.
great. Like, it's just going to be fucking actors on green screen fighting nothing.
Fair enough.
Fighting tennis balls.
Yes,
Oh.
crew members holding tennis balls on sticks is what it is.
Anything else, Joe? You've watched this past week?
And I'm up to date with The Last of Us, as we said. We will be discussing
definitely.
that for sure.
Definitely. All right. What about you, Franco?
No, I haven't watched anything. I think I finished Atlantics. Last time I told you about Atlantics. I recommend it. It's a very
Yeah.
I recommend it, and actually on my last screening at Movement Graffiti of my short movie, I actually mentioned this and I got angry. It's like Senegal has a movie, Nigeria has a movie on Netflix, and we still don't have a fucking movie on Netflix. Oh wait, can I?
We don't. It's true, we don't. Astra.
Wait, but
Yeah.
can I swear? You just on time on the eighth minute.
Right on time.
Okay. And then it's incredible. It's a movie that's it's a supernatural movie. That's what I'm going to say. And I let it. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Do check it out. And I'm looking forward now to check Tokibuki. I told you last time, Journey of the Hyena. I saw a bit of it, and this was like this was filmed back in 1973, and it's already the ideas are very progressive, and it's good because I get a bit of we have this westernized idea of Africa. I'm really happy to have the rug pulled from underneath me, and change the views radically. Otherwise, I haven't been watching movies. I did watch, however, Avatar. You remember, guys, that I told you there was a probability that there was a shot that might have been real? And finally, the mystery has been revealed. Corridor crew made an episode explaining how they did the shot of this trap, and it's a combination of both. And the bubbles in the water are CG. That's how I was like, wait, the Tim and Derek show, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I still haven't watched it, Franco?
No, I still haven't watched it. Wait. I will. And Last of Us episode 5. That's it.
Definitely. Okay. In my case, since I was sick, I did get to watch a few things. First of all, last time, as we were discussing Cronenberg, I noticed that I actually haven't watched any of his older movies.
Videodrome.
So I started off my week watching Videodrome, which was excellent. Pretty much as I was telling Franco right before we started the episode, basically predicted the future. Also very, very, very quotable movie.
This is
We
the
live
new
in
Flash.
overstimulated times. Brilliant, brilliant quote. Excellent performances. The main actor, James Woods. What else was he in? Like, what other big stuff was he in?
I was just saying he's Hades and Hercules,
Yeah, Hades and
Oh.
Hercules.
which is
Damn.
a voice performance that I adore. By the way,
That is actually brilliant.
Virgin Suicides. The Virgin
he's
Suicides.
in quite a few things. Apparently, he's slightly problematic, from what I hear.
Well, he went
that's
full on
interesting.
QAnon.
Yeah. Apparently,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yep.
That's interesting considering this movie.
I know.
I don't think you really got the message of this movie then.
Nope.
I liked Videodrome though. It's a very, very well done movie, very tight storytelling. The fact that whole story was told in 1 hour 27 minutes, amazing. Give me more of that. I'm starting to agree with Franco with regard to time.
And the practical effects. too.
So yeah, I really liked Videodrome, and yeah, the effects in this were brilliant. So the television effects were so good, and like pushing in the cassette into the stomach. Oh, that just looked so good. I don't know how they managed to do that in the 1980s, honestly. So that's Videodrome. I rewatched Psycho. I don't know why, but I just really like Psycho. So I rewatched Psycho. Brilliant horror. The shots are incredible. Nothing to say here.
By the way,
Makes a claim for one of my top 10 movies, definitely. Yeah,
Triv-
Franco.
trivia time. The soundtrack is sampled by Busta Rhymes. You know the rapper Busta Rhymes?
Ooh.
Okay.
Give you some
Yeah.
more. The soundtrack by Bernard Herrmann, which I love Bernard Herrmann. He did much of the. I think
Herman is brilliant.
he did much of the. What's his name? Of the soundtrack of Hitchcock, right?
He did. Last week we talked about Vertigo, Franco.
Yes.
He did that as well, and that's one of my favorite. I think it might be, maybe not my favorite, but definitely one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Vertigo.
No, but the Busta
That's
Rhymes,
genius soundtrack.
Busta Rhymes, give me some more. The video is called "Give Me Some More."
I don't
Okay.
recall that song.
No, it's one of my
So yeah,
of his favorite songs of mine, Busta Rhymes. Da 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 da. Give me some more.
so that's Psycho. I watched Fire of Love, which is nominated as one of the best documentaries of 2022 in the Oscars. Beautifully shot. I mean, the footage taken from Katja and Maurice Kraft is just brilliant. And again, something I also told Franco before the episode, the colors are so powerful, man. The red in this is so beautiful to look at. Just I never knew I could spend 1 hour 38 minutes just looking at lava. And it's not just that, trust me, there is a beautiful love story here as well.
Okay.
But honestly, I could have just spent 1 hour 38 minutes just looking at lava and volcanoes exploding. But the fact that there is a beautiful, beautiful love story fit in as well in these 1 hour 38 minutes is brilliant. I really, really enjoyed Fire of Love. So yeah, that's highly recommended if you're looking for a beautiful love story and you're fascinated by volcanoes and actually just fascinated by geography, science. This is a movie you should watch. This is a beautifully, beautifully shot.
So you really love it.
So that's Fire of Love.
So you really love it.
Sorry, Franco?
You really love it.
I love it a lot. I love it a lot. So that's Fire of Love. I kept on watching Ted Lasso. Really
So-
enjoying it.
So
Oh no, Franco, please stop laughing.
No,
Franco, please stop laughing.
I controlled it.
I entertained you.
No,
I went along with it.
no. So I was laughing at Joe's reactions. That's all.
It's me trying to keep it together with a serious case of the Mondays.
Oh,
Too true, too true. Ted Lasso, which is super entertaining. It's a nice 30 minutes. I watch it when I'm eating. So I watch an episode every day, basically, whenever I eat. And that's good. It's really, really good series. I don't know how it has 8.8 because, I mean, it's fun. It's nothing special, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it.
How many seasons
And that's
does it
Ted
have?
Lasso.
How many
Three.
Three,
Now
okay.
or two, and the third one is coming out now. I think so far there are two seasons. I'm in the second season.
So
I'm like midway through. I'm like episode 6 of season 2. And season 3 is coming out in March, I believe, so soon. So that's Ted Lasso. And finally, I got caught up on Poker Face. I watched, I believe, episode 6, which also got a trailer, a quick like teaser in the Super Bowl. I was glad to see it because I think this series is not getting it's getting the love, but it's not getting the attention I think it deserves. I don't see a lot of people talking about Poker Face, and for the quality of show that it is, I think it deserves more attention, which is just why I'm mentioning it again. So yeah, go watch Poker Face. A very, very good series, and obviously Natasha Lyonne, brilliant. Very, very good. So that has been my week, basically. So with that done, guys, let's move on now to the news. So obviously, as always, guys, here at the Adler Podcast, we generally split up our show into 3 segments. We start off by, like we've done, talking about our past week, shows we've watched. And by the way, guys, I forgot to mention Hogwarts Legacy, which I've been playing and which I'll be reviewing later on in the episode. So then we get into the news. So we talked about the news and what has been happening in the past week in the entertainment business. And finally, we give our reviews for stuff we've been watching or playing. Let's get into the news, guys. So first thing, which I think the big thing, was the Super Bowl. We don't really care about what happened in the actual Super Bowl. We care what happened during the break. Because we got a bunch, we don't care what's going on here, but we do care about the trailers that we got. And first and foremost, we got a trailer for The Flash. So The Flash looks like Barry Allen is zooming into a multiverse of trouble. The first trailer for Warner Brothers' upcoming superhero feature, The Flash, starring Ezra Miller as DC Comics' resident Scarlet Speedster, dropped during Super Bowl. And while the movie is named The Flash, the breakout star of the first 2.5-minute spot is The Bat, specifically Michael Keaton's Batman, making his return to the big screen for the first time since 1992's Batman Returns. Damn, that's 1992.
Mela.
I wasn't
The
even
Flash,
born.
Yeah, neither was I.
What?
Flash draws inspiration from the infamous Flashpoint storyline, but it will also serve as the starting point for James Gunn and Peter Safran's new vision for DC Studios. Franco.
Yep. My reaction?
You were going to say something?
No, 1992 was like I was already 5 years old. I'm a boomer. Hostia.
Damn. Franco.
Yeah.
Content, You're growing.
Yep. You see the hairline?
Man, look at my hairline, Dev. And I'm not even 30 yet. I'm soon 30.
I've already got the mentality of a 50-year-old, so
Joe's old at heart.
yes, always have been.
Mela. Let's get into The Flash, guys. So, your first reactions, Franco. You watched the trailer. What do you think?
I'm sold, to be honest. Like I'm looking forward to. I'm ready to give it a chance. And you had me at multiverse. Like I said, I like having like different timelines and seeing how time split up. And I'm especially intrigued by Supergirl, Sasha Calle. Sasha Calle. Yeah, I think so. She's Latinx, and I wanted to say DC one-upped us. When you were speaking about jawlines and who should play the next Superman, DC came up with Supergirl, and she seems like she fits the role. And I wanted to say so many, like she's a woman, and most probably so many teenage girls will discover their sexuality because she has a very androgynous look. I'm really like I was intrigued by her a lot.
So, what do you think about Michael Keaton coming back, Joe? First of all, have you watched the old Batman in 1989
Yes, I have.
and
I'm
1992?
a big fan of the old Batman films. Even the full confession.
Oh, no.
Even a fan of Batman and Robin, but because it's stupid. That's why I'm a fan of that one.
No,
Because
he likes the nipple
Batman
suit.
had nipples, and we should bring that back.
He
That's
likes
why.
the nipple suit. Can you
Yes, and also when I was a 7-year-old watching that, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy made me feel things that I didn't know existed at the age of 7.
Oh, my God.
But yes, no, I mean, Batman is like always has been my favorite comic book character. So, full disclosure, I've been so busy today, I haven't had the chance to sit back and watch any of the trailers that came out from the Super Bowl. But obviously, you can't I couldn't ignore any of the news that came out. So obviously, it's been like Michael Keaton here, there, and everywhere, and multiple Ezra Millers. But one of the reasons why I was always like behind DC doing a Flash movie is because from the beginning they were like, we want to do an Operation Flashpoint style movie. Now, for those of you that haven't read and or watched the animated film to do with Operation Flashpoint, it's one of the coolest ones that there is. I mean, the story of that one is the Flash basically discovers he can run so fast that he can go back in time and change events that happened. He goes and does that for his own selfish reasons, and it completely fucks up the present.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see which way they're gonna go, because like I really like what they did with Batman and especially the Joker in Operation Flashpoint. Very, very good and very twisted. I'm curious. It seems like the reaction to this has been pretty good across the internet. Like a lot of people are like, this actually looks wild and pretty cool. And if this is the stepping stone that James Gunn and Peter Safran need, then so be it.
No, but then again, I'm worried that since it's going to reset everything, will Sasha Kaya reprise her role as Supergirl? Because that's already the chatter on the internet already. Because
that's an interesting question.
It could go based on her own reception.
That and
I guess if people love her, I don't see why they should remove her, to be honest.
And in addition, I was going to say the action looks good. Like there's a moment where Michael Keaton's
It does.
Batman removes the punch, and you see Supergirl there. It's like, damn, that's a really good shot. That's a really, really cool shot. Hopefully it's not.
I'm
not.
sure.
Mux Zack Snyderata.
I'm sure Eric Linden would confirm that Michael Keaton did all those stunts. It was on here. All the jumping and punching. 100% certain he did all of that.
And funny enough, I'm surprised they kept the Batsuit, because if you notice, he cannot turn his neck like this. He had to turn like this.
No, he can't.
No, he has to turn his whole body.
Wasn't that mentioned in the Christopher Nolan Batman?
Yeah, he goes to redesign the cowl so he can turn his head.
Yeah. So my thoughts on this were, first of all, again, like you both said, I love the fact that there's this whole time travel and like the Flash wanting to go back. Apparently, he wants to save his mum, right, from being murdered. That's the reason why he goes back.
That is the Flashpoint story, yes.
I'm guessing it would be something similar, especially since his mom is mentioned in the trailer as well. So
hopefully there should be a good twist about it, eh? There's a really good twist about it.
Is it?
Am I right, Joe, or am I wrong?
Read about the first reactions to the Flash, and apparently insiders say that it's very, very good. Now, again, what insiders say, take it with a big pinch of salt. But there's that. And James Gunn also said that he really enjoyed it. Now, again, James Gunn obviously is going to say he enjoyed it, but there's always the issue that this isn't actually James Gunn's movie, right? This came way before his time. So he doesn't really need to push it that much, but he is. They are really pushing The Flash, despite all the Ezra Miller controversy and like Eric Linden said, him being quite a naughty boy. So it'll be interesting to see that. I'm looking forward to seeing Michael Shannon as Zod. I like him a lot. I haven't seen him in quite a while now, Michael Shannon.
Yeah, he's in some TV show with Jessica Chastain on Showtime. I forget the name.
But I remember watching him in Boardwalk Empire, in which he was brilliant. Oh, he's so good in Boardwalk Empire. He's very, very good in Boardwalk Empire. And I really liked him as Zod, as the villain in Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah.
So, he's got a good presence. Good presence.
So I like Michael Shannon. He makes for a good villain, and then makes for these kind of like really interesting, complex characters.
The series of Shannon and Chastain is called George and Tammy.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But by the way,
George and
Joe,
Tammy.
I'm not wrong. There's a really, really good twist with the death of Barry Allen's mom, right?
No, you're not wrong. I mean, if it stays true to
to the
Flashpoint, there are twists involving parents, but that way.
Nice. Looking forward to that.
I highly recommend the Flashpoint animated film. Highly.
I was going to tell you.
Then go ahead, Franco.
Now I was going to tell you your favorite time travel movies, but I think that's a good discussion for another episode.
That's a whole episode.
Yeah,
whole episode.
That's a whole episode.
No.
That would be a tangent we would never get out of.
But I'm gonna say
then
I'm gonna say this and then we move on. Guys, try and watch Predestination with Ethan Hawke.
I've seen it. I was about to mention Predestination.
No, I haven't watched it. What's that?
Predestination is a very, very good time travel film.
It's your new Empty Man.
Oh boy.
Okay, Andrea, reason to watch Predestination is Sarah Snook from Succession is in it, and she's bloody fantastic. It's one of like her first breakout roles.
Okay, so that might motivate me to watch it, actually.
And Ethan Hawke as well.
Ethan Hawke.
Because I really, really like Sarah Snook. And Ethan Hawke, same thing. Love him. So yeah, that's The Flash. I loved hearing the Danny Elfman theme as well. There's the theme, the jingle there, it goes on. So that was, something else that I liked. That's pretty much it. And Ben Affleck makes an appearance. And I don't know about you guys, but I did quite like Ben Affleck as Batman in the Zack Snyder movie. So
yeah, I really wanted to like Batfleck because in terms of looks and what Batman is meant to look like, especially like as Bruce Wayne, there is no one closer. He's got the big chin and the jawline. There were just some decisions made, and it's not the fact that Batman kills. Don't care about the fact that Batman kills. Batman has killed in many different like lines of comic. Like Snyder obviously took a lot of inspiration from the Dark Knight Returns Batman, which is for me tough because one of my favorite graphic novels of all time and two of my favorite animated movies of all time are the Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2. And he just made some shit stupid, in my opinion. Like, what the hell was the weird, like, voice changer that he has in his market? He's got this suit where it looks so, like, bare bones and no gadgets, but then he's got somehow all these gadgets. I'm just like, I know this is a superhero thing and it's not supposed to make sense, but I kind of need it to make a bit more sense.
Fair enough. True. All right, so that's The Flash. Moving on really, really quickly. Guys, I don't think we've actually discussed this movie, or else, but I know Joe has really been looking forward to it. And I'm actually talking about Dungeons and Dragons. So I love the look on Joe's face right now.
So, guys,
your thoughts, Joe?
He's actually not looking, for those who's listening to the podcast. He's like... trying not to swear, basically.
I'm gonna do what Americans would do, and I'm gonna invoke the fifth here. my right to remain silent, and I'm gonna do that.
But
listen, okay, yes, I know it's going to be awful. I mean, fair enough. Franco, have you watched the teaser trailer for this?
No, I watched it. I mean, it looks better. There was a Dungeons and Dragons movie with Jeremy Irons in it. I think,
Ooh, boy, the Jeremy Irons one.
but it's how do they say it? Strides above the Jeremy Irons Dungeons and Dragons. It seems like there is a bit of
I mean, that's not hard to do.
true, and it looks a bit Games of Thronesy. I would call it Games of Thronesy.
Yeah.
Where's Hugh Grant? I didn't see Hugh
Alright,
Grant
yes.
in it.
Well,
Hugh Grant is the villain apparently in this.
you got a Game of Thrones vibe from this.
I mean, there's dragons, so
Because like from yeah, but like from this, I get like Aragon from like 2006 vibes.
Ooh, yes, Aragon. That's the move. That's the one.
Yes,
Laha,
yeah, you're
that's
right.
the one. Yes,
You're
this
right.
does
And
have an Aragon vibe.
I remember that film when I was still at school. They took us on a school outing to watch it, and even as like 11-year-olds, we're like, "Fuck, this sucks."
Guys, did you read the books, the Aragon books?
I have the books.
No,
yeah.
because the film sucked and put me off ever doing it.
The book isn't that bad. Isn't as bad as the movie.
I've
As in, they're not good, but
yeah, I've heard
they're
some,
not as bad as the movie.
I've heard some people actually praise the books fairly highly as well. So
They try to capitalize.
I read the whole series, and yeah, agreed, Franco, on that period of time of fantasy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole series you were saying.
So yeah, I read the whole series. I actually quite enjoyed those books, but as a teenager, I wouldn't imagine reading them, right now. Definitely, but they're good teen books to read. On this, I mean, what is there to say? It looks bad. No, it looks really bad.
as someone who has played Dungeons and Dragons quite a lot and knows how rich the lore is, this is not doing anything for me.
No.
Not
Franco, you
not
seem
a
a bit more interested than me and Joe.
No, I mean, we can be underestimating it, but because I remember watching the Jeremy Irons one, and when I saw this, like, okay, that's quite an improvement. We'll see. I'm not going to run to the cinemas to watch it, but yeah, I might give it a chance.
Oh, no way. Another movie I know you guys will be running to the cinema to watch is Fast X. I've never actually asked you guys, what are your thoughts on the Fast and the Furious series? Let me start with Joe.
You're being Bully Joe, eh? This episode is Bully Joe.
I know, man, but people are going to think I'm really fucking boring. I promise I'm not. Okay, so the memes from the Fast and the Furious franchise I can get behind because they're funny, especially like the family meme, which is quite big a year or so ago. For me, they do absolutely nothing for me. I don't care about cars. I think Vin Diesel is like, he's like, it's beyond being like even laughably bad because he's clearly taking it seriously. Like for me, he's like sadly on his way to becoming like Steven Seagal,
Oh no!
where he acts in these films and takes it really seriously, and they're fucking shit. It really hurts me to say because I love him so much, but I can't believe that like I don't like a franchise that John Cena is a part of. Even like someone as likable as like Jason Momoa, Brie Larson has fallen from complete grace and is somehow in this fucking franchise now.
What's Brie Larson doing in this? It's true.
I don't know, just money. Like it's for me, like it, like a lot of like some of my friends in particular love these films, and they'll call me like a hater and a snob and stuff. And it again, like with the Marvel shit, it's fine to like this stuff, but then just don't expect me to. You know? It's just as much as you are allowed to like it, I'm allowed to dislike it, and I'm allowed to have strong opinions. And my opinion is that it's like blockbusters can be really good. They can be so good. Like big dumb action movies can be really good. I mean, Mad Max is a big action movie, big blockbuster, and it's incredible. Like it was nominated for Best Picture, and rightly so. In my opinion, that year should have won. Would have been a great wild card, be a great conversation all these years later. It can be. You can have your style and your bombacity and your substance, And I get that some people don't want that, but that should be reserved, in my opinion, for stuff that goes, at least back in the day, straight to DVD or straight to streaming, stuff like that. Like, I mean, to be fair, it's probably going to make a lot of money, which helps cinemas, so this makes me a hypocrite at the same time.
In Malta for sure, eh? In Malta for sure. It's really...
Yeah, see, all the petrol heads in Malta, for sure. But, yeah, I think the last one I watched of the Fast and the Furious was Tokyo Drift.
No.
I watched it on I went to a friend's birthday, and it was like a big sleepover when I was like 12. And his brother had downloaded it through completely legitimate means and burnt it to a DVD.
Streamed it.
And we watched it on his we watched it on his PS2. On a TV, which was like on a SCART plug TV, like a non-HD TV. That was the last Fast and the Furious film that I watched.
Damn.
And
like, what was the last one you watched?
The song. I haven't even started watching even one.
Yeah, it's not even the first one.
None whatsoever.
No. The first one I remember being like quite okay, like almost like a companion piece to like Bad Boys or something, like in the style it was made.
I watched Gone in 60 Seconds, but not Fast and the Furious. Somehow it's really no, but again, this is a question of this movie being so talked about. It's like, okay, I'm done. Okay, I don't want to watch anything whatsoever. And I think, I don't know how this cow is still not dry, because they made it to infinity and beyond.
It is,
It's the 10th movie about
10th movie.
Like, what it started as like an almost grounded crime film with fast cars in it, and now, like, am I wrong in saying that they've gone to space?
As far as I know,
They
yes.
do.
I watched the third one. I got to the third one.
Shit, you know what I did watch? It's a lie that Tokyo Drift was the last Fast and Furious movie I watched.
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yes, because I was at my friend's house, one of my friends who loves the Fast and Furious movies. He said, "This is stupid, you'll enjoy it," and I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I thought... And in fact, Hobbs and Shaw is ridiculous because the movie ends literally halfway through, and I was like, okay, that didn't really outstay its welcome, it wasn't that long. And then it's like, no, that was only 45 minutes of this 2-hour film. And then for some reason, they go to Samoa, and there's loads of like old wrestlers and rugby players in it, and you're just like, what is going on?
No, I remember. I remember Tokyo Drift. That song. Dun, dun, dun. I think it's still being played in Havana right now.
Yes.
Because you know, because Havana and their playlist is so up to date.
Yes.
And that's a sponsor out of the window.
Guys, did you see the cast on this though? Like, we mentioned Brie Larson. There's Rita Moreno on this.
Can
you believe that?
First.
Rita Moreno.
I mean, there are some very good actors in this. Helen Mirren is in this. Natalie Emanuel is in this. Charlize Theron is in this.
I feel like Helen Mirren has hit a point in her age and her career where she's just going, fuck it, at this point, to be completely honest.
And she
probably has grandchildren that are into this shit, and she's like, it'd be nice if they see me in something cool, I guess.
Na. The Fast X.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, she's fucking Helen Mirren. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, fair enough.
She's in Shazam, the new Shazam as well. No, it's really, there's that.
What?
Yes.
Man, paychecks.
You haven't,
Jesus.
Oh, you haven't seen the trailer, of Shazam and Fury of the Gods. There's Lucy Liu.
No, Shazam is the only, I think, comic book movie I haven't watched yet.
It's fun.
Actually pretty good.
It's fun. Plus, again,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the director because he started on YouTube. I wonder if he would come on the podcast. So I'll ask him. And he's Swedish.
We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
We should probably stop doing the Swedish impressions if we're ever going to ask him on the podcast. Just a thought.
True.
Holy hell.
By the way, guys, just to let you know how good this movie is, did you know that the whole movie, the whole plot basically was rewritten in a couple of days? Apparently what happened was this movie was supposed to be directed by Justin Lin, who directed many of the other Fast and Furious movies. But apparently he had a disagreement with Vin Diesel, and then they brought in another director whose name is Leterrier.
No,
I think he's French or Canadian.
Louis Leterrier.
French. Louis Leterrier. And apparently he wanted to change the third act. But obviously changing the third act, he had to change the first and the second as well. And this was done in just like a few days' time. And yeah, so they rewrote the whole thing in just a few days' time. So I'm guessing this is going to be a really well-written, really tightly knit story. Can't wait to watch it. I'll never watch it. So that's Fast X. Scream 6 we've talked about, so there's nothing much to say more about this, I believe.
Lallo, Hayden
Looking forward to seeing
Panettiere.
Jenna Ortega on this.
Hayden Panettiere, yeah. Hayden Panettiere.
It's been a minute since I've seen her.
Heroes. She was in Heroes.
Yeah, God, I remember that show.
Okay, so Scream 6. 65. Dinosaurs and Adam Driver.
But
Yeah.
I love Adam Driver.
And Sam
I love dinosaurs.
and Sam Raimi as well.
Probably go watch it.
There's Sam Raimi as well.
He
Involved.
produces it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
He's involved in it.
yeah. Let's give it a chance. I think this is another movie that seems to be underrated. We should give it a chance as well.
No, I will go watch it because I love Adam Driver and I love dinosaurs. So they both fit well with me. And it's coming out on March 10th, so quite soon actually.
Quite
Month's
soon.
time. I wonder if it's coming out in Malta. I don't think it's been mentioned
No,
so
it
far
will-
in Malta.
it will come
It
in
seems like a
October.
blockbustery one, so I'm sure it will.
Plus, we love dinosaurs in Malta. Come on, like even the Malta Film Commission loves
We do,
dinosaurs.
we do. Actually, we really do.
Exactly. We didn't the government pay like 10,000 euros to get two of them?
No, 60,000 euros they paid.
60,000?
Yeah, where's show him the.
Damn.
Can you find the Times of Malta article? I'm not joking, man.
I'll look it up. By the way, talking about this, Joe, you won't have seen this, but Franco, have you noticed how many adverts there are on working in film?
I get the
In
email.
the streets?
I get the emails all the time from Malta Film Commission. I think I've gotten like 6 in the past 2 months.
The Malta Film Commission are investing a lot in advertising like working in film.
Yeah, but
this is the article.
in advertising to work on foreign productions.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the article.
Sadly,
No.
this is the article,
but
by the way, Joe.
but-
7,000
Jesus
euros.
Christ.
It basically you have to take if you're already like you're a camera person, you have to take a course of 6-hour course free of charge. I don't know what it involves. I try to see again. Is there time to make a quick comment about this?
Mela, Franco, get into it.
No, I'm actually very skeptical about this because what will happen is he's gonna cannibalize the local industry, because if you're going to get the talent and you're gonna and they will obviously go work with the foreign productions, which is good in a sense, and it pays well. They might slowly give the cold shoulder to the local productions. That's what I feel like. I'm not totally convinced about it because like I said, obviously they will chase the money. You know, it's like if I'm going to be better paid working in a foreign production rather than a local one, why the fuck should I bother working on a local production? And it's gonna cannibalize the industry. However, yeah, I mean, go for it too. You know, I don't think it's a waste. I don't feel like it's a waste of time. Hopefully, it's not a waste of time. You know. But
These are the courses, by the way, that
Yeah.
I've seen advertised. I mean, everything from camera persons, sound technicians. Yeah,
and then again,
I mean,
then again,
better than nothing. Let's put it that way.
yeah. But then again, isn't it redundant with so much resources online? But we'll see. Maybe this is the first step to work again with foreign productions here in Malta. Still,
The positive is it's free. They're free courses.
definitely. But again, what's the long game? Always, I think we in Malta we never ask it. What is the long game?
No.
I mean,
no, we never do.
The long game
That's true.
is, as we saw, they spent 67,000 on some fucking dinosaur statues. 67,000, that could have made you could have given that money to 6 different directors to make 6 different short films. You know?
True.
Give them 10,000 each. What the fuck do we need dinosaur statues for?
And I have to criticize this as well. I was seeing the Instagram, the Malta Film Commission Instagram. I'm sorry, if you're telling me that the work there's so much work going on, why do I keep seeing the Malta Film Commissioner's Instagram? This is not your personal Instagram.
Yes,
me
that's
the
all
work.
it is. It's one big circle jerk for him,
Like, please show me the workers doing the work.
for lack of a better term.
Anyway, I think to be fair, and hopefully this should be made clear. We'd rather have him as a guest, and actually grill him thoroughly about this and ask him the right questions. And we should give him a chance to explain himself. Other than that, like I said, I'm very skeptical.
Absolutely.
Be an interesting episode, definitely.
So if the
Okay, so-
let's make it public. If the film commissioner is listening to us, please, you're welcome to be a guest on our show and answer all the questions. Prove us wrong. We're ready. I'm ready to say like to be proven wrong.
We promise to be tough but fair
Exactly.
with our questions. Okay, so that's dinosaurs, with an interesting tangent on dinosaurs and Malta. The dinosaur. I'll stop there. They want to invite people. I want to make an interesting comment.
My movie.
Transformers.
My movie.
Another of our favorites.
Pete Davidson.
I'm just going to skip past this, as in it's just another. We're just going to get through this really quickly. More. Oh god, more Transformers.
Yeah.
More Indiana Jones, with definitely Harrison Ford doing all of those stunts as well, just like
absolutely.
Michael Keaton.
But
Especially him jumping off a plane with Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
but finally, Lucasfilm got the deep fake right, because they use deep fake technology for his face, and it's flawless. I like the Luke Skywalker
yes,
in Mandalorian.
that I will agree.
Oh. You had Sebastian Stan right there, but he went to the deep fake.
True. Oh wow. Okay.
You can have that one
And-
for free, Disney.
Yep. And we've got Mads Mikkelsen in this, who looks very good as a Nazi, yeah? I'm quite interested in seeing Mads Mikkelsen as the villain in this, as a Nazi. Seeing him ham it up. I think that'll be an interesting villain. So that's Indiana Jones. Actually, another positive thing about Indiana Jones is the director, James Mangold. Very, very, very good director.
Yeah,
It's
it's
made some of my, I wouldn't say all-time favorite movies, but some very, very good movies.
yeah, it's
Logan,
why I've
I
got
really
hope.
liked.
It's why I've got hope for that film. But I mean, if Spielberg can fuck up Indiana Jones, surely James Mangold can fuck it up too. So,
Oh.
Mm,
Okay.
fair enough. And Ford v Ferrari, guys, do you like Ford v Ferrari?
yeah, it's a good film. I
Well,
like
I
Ford
really
v
like
Ferrari.
this, Seth.
I
I think it's one really underrated.
I haven't watched it, but
No, Franco?
I was intrigued by it because
okay.
I'm like, it's my span of attention to watch it basically.
Watch it. 2 very good central performances. Huh?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, better than Fast and Furious for
I
sure.
really, really like
Yes.
And the racing is really intense as well. The racing is beautifully shot. That's another reason why I'm excited for that. I think James Mangold does action really, really well. And even in Logan, the action was very good. And 310 to Yuma was also very good.
Oh, okay.
So he's got a slew of very good movies behind him, James Mangold. So yeah, hopefully that works out well. Then we got a teaser for Guardians of the Galaxy, which is May 5th, actually quite soon. So again, another movie that I'm quite excited for. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy.
And Joe is very excited for as well.
Oh, I think Joe will just...
No, I think
No, Joe.
if there's any one which I will watch, it's probably Guardians.
And like again, this trailer looked more polished. Somehow the first trailer looked like, what the hell is happening? Like Joe was right saying this looks like Spy Kids. And now it looks even graded and it looks polished. I don't understand, because compared to the trailer of DC, at least DC looks finished, you know, and looks it's almost ready to be released.
Yeah. On this issue, like I mentioned this to you before, Franco, the whole issue is the post-production, right? They get the trailer out and post-production is not done. The CGI companies are just overflowing with work. They can't keep up with all the work they're getting, and like the quality is fell.
Yeah,
Especially midway through post-production. If you release a trailer midway through post-production, CGI companies can't be expected to have like the quality of the CGI perfected.
I'm sorry.
That is a sad situation of the whole thing.
VFX artists should strike and form a union easily. I mean, come on, you don't, because it looks bad. It doesn't look bad on the company. It looks bad on the VFX artists. As if
yes, because they get most of the criticism, right?
Exactly. As if Feige is gonna get.
And when you find out.
As if Feige is gonna get some any criticism, Seth Rogen even called him a great guy. Guys, stop licking ass.
Yeah, to be fair, I've seen the discourse change a little bit recently. Like, there's been more awareness now on like the whole situation with the VFX artists and CGI companies and so on, and how just the people who work at these like VFX companies and CGI companies, they're just so overworked. Man, I wish we could get someone from one of these companies to talk to us about like their experiences. Make for a very, very interesting episode.
Okay.
Because from what I've read and from like the articles I've read from people talking about like working at these VFX companies, is just torture. Like, they're so overworked. It's ridiculous.
Send me some of the articles.
And unionizing in America is not easy, yeah? So that's something to keep in mind as well.
Andrea, send me some of the articles. I see the names and I'll try to get in touch, brother.
The problem is there aren't any names because of NDAs.
No, there was one for sure that I linked. I'll check again who it is, and I will see if
because the ones I've read, most of them were anonymous.
Yeah.
But we can do some research, and I'm sure we can find some people and might be interested. We'll try and get in touch.
On the job.
All right, so that's Guardians of the Galaxy. This is what I'm quite interested in. This, I think, will be one of the better movies coming out this year. Also because it's directed by Ben Affleck. Talking about Batfleck. And this movie is called Air. For obvious reasons, it was... It got, obviously, its teaser trailer in the Super Bowl. And what this is basically going to be... basically going back to 1984 and how Nike managed to become cool. How? By obviously courting rookie Michael Jordan for an exclusive shoe line, the Air Jordans. And it's the whole story on Michael Jordan and how the Air Jordan brand revolutionized Nike, basically.
I thought child labor made it cool.
Jesus. I doubt they'll be making any mentions of that.
Yeah, I was expecting the shots in the factories somehow, but no.
I don't think Nike will be investing their money into something like that, to be perfectly honest. Joe, I don't think you watched this trailer, right?
I haven't watched the trailer, but this has been a fairly anticipated film of mine, being a basketball fan. Very interesting. Also, I just like who's behind it as well. I believe Affleck and Damon have written the script as well, haven't they?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have, yes. They have, yes.
And we know what happened last time they did that.
Last Duel.
The last one they did was...
Good Will Hunting.
The Last Duel, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, they didn't write The Last Duel.
No, Last Duel they wrote
They didn't write The Last Duel.
Last Duel they wrote it
Did
with...
they?
Yes. They wrote
There were 3 writers, right?
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Nicole Hollisfern.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's why
And they wrote their parts, right?
exactly that's why the Rashomon effect worked a lot.
Their point of view.
Exactly.
I mean, but that's an adaptation, to be fair.
And before that was Argo, right?
Argo just Ben Affleck.
I think there was just Ben Affleck.
That was just Ben Affleck. All right. So what did they do together, Matt Damon and
Well,
Ben
they
Affleck?
did Good Will Hunting.
Good Will
and they
Hunting.
won the Oscar for best original screenplay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I didn't know they wrote it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Mister? No, Good Will Hunting is very good. Last Duel was also very good. And Argo was also very good. So
Yeah.
3 very good movies. So I think this will be one of the better movies of this year, to be honest.
Hopefully.
With Viola Davis starring as well. Brilliant actress. I think the story could be interesting. Actually, Matt Damon, what has he been in recently?
Team
Not
America.
a lot.
Ford v Ferrari, which was, again, we just
Yeah.
mentioned, very good. Last Duel,
Last
which we
Duel,
also
yep.
mentioned. I think that's
And Bitcoin
I think those
Kind
are
of
the-
it, I think.
and Bitcoin adverts.
Yes. a lot of Bitcoin.
I think oh, by the way, did you see this article about Matt Damon dropping out from Avatar and missing out on like $290 million because he was going to get like 10% of the whole thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, big mistake. Oh, he's going to be in Oppenheimer. By the way,
Yeah,
I mean, of course he is.
He had that movie Stillwater, which I still haven't seen, which was 2021.
I haven't watched that either.
Uh,
The Martian.
Yeah, The Martian was quite a few years ago, though, no?
I should remember because it's the first date movie I watched with Lucien.
Oh.
Yeah, this was
2015.
Yeah, a while ago, The Martian.
With
And then, one of those movies. It was a good movie.
The-
The Martian. I liked it.
Do you know what he was in? Actually, I'm looking at his IMDb now. There's a very short cameo. He was in Thor: Love and Thunder.
yes.
He was.
He played Loki in like the stage production they had
Yes.
going on.
All right. Oh, God. Fair enough. Okay. So I think that is Air, a movie I'm very much looking forward to. It's actually going to be on Prime Video. So, cool. Watch it on that. Creed 3, which is a movie which is coming out very soon. Guys, are you all caught up on the Creed movies? Franco?
Nope. I haven't even seen Rocky, the very first Rocky. Guys, I'm sorry, but
What
Okay.
the fuck are you doing with your life?
Lalo. That's
How
a surprise.
have you been on Earth longer than I have been, and you haven't seen the first Rocky, let alone seen all the Rocky films multiple times?
look, listen. This is another movie that everyone used to mention when I was young, okay? Oh, but look at what I am, Rocky.
Yeah?
All right, so I'm like,
Well, yes. yes. Yes.
No, it's actually very good, Franco. No,
I know,
don't.
no,
It's,
I know, and I know the story behind it. It's like it's a very. I prefer the BTS story, where actually I can relate a lot to Sylvester Stallone writing it while he was practically homeless. I really relate to.
Yeah, the guy was doing softcore porn.
I didn't, if as far as I know.
But yet.
Yet.
We did make a shout out to Bumble, Grinder, and everything at the beginning of the show. So
Thank you for
there is
believing
time.
in me. Thank you for believing in me.
yeah, you're welcome.
Joe Scene of improvement. Yeah, but I have to. No. I want to watch the first Rocky. And what's his name mentions it, right? Quentin Tarantino. In speculation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Definitely.
Rocky has a really funny. Rocky's great because the first two are like these actual like kind of quiet prestige sports dramas, and then out of nowhere they become the best trash you've ever seen, where they're just this over the top, overly American, really stupid, but then also really endearing and charming sports movies. And then, like from Rocky Balboa, they get serious again, especially with Creed. Creed, they get really serious.
Creed. What do you think about Creed? The Creed. I haven't watched Creed. I think I've watched. I don't know if I might have missed out on one or two of the Rocky movies. But what about the Creed movies, Joe?
Creed 1 is absolutely fantastic. In fact, it makes me sad that Ryan Coogler went to the MCU after Creed, because he went from Fruitvale Station to Creed to then Black Panther. And Creed is, like, I thought, as someone who loves the Rocky films, like the first two for being prestige sports dramas and then the other ones for being like kind of trashy but fun. Creed's like, it is up there for me with one of the best sports films ever made. Creed 1 is incredible. I skipped Creed 2 though, just because I felt like Creed 2 was trying to home in a bit too much on like the nostalgia, because like they bring back one of like the bigger like villains, for lack of a better term, from Rocky 4, and I'm like, okay, now you're doing the nostalgia card here, you know. Creed 1 didn't really play the nostalgia card at all, which was what was so good about it. Which I quite like what they seem to be doing with Creed 3. Creed 3 seems to be. Have you guys seen the film Warrior?
Oh, not yet.
I think so.
With Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy and Nick Nolte.
I think so. Yes. I think I did.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really good sports film as well, if you ever feel like watching something. And that
was the fighting.
Yeah,
movie,
so like
right?
an MMA, more mixed martial arts stuff. Really good film. This seems to be doing like a Warrior situation where it's like fighting the brother kind of thing.
Yes.
Joel Edgerton is...
And I mean, Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan look bloody ripped.
Yes, they're huge.
Oh my God.
Yep.
They look good.
I would swipe. I would swipe right on Grindr on that for sure.
Yes. Yeah, I think I would as well. And of course, his name is obviously Adonis.
Yes, Adonis Creed.
Adonis Creed. So I think what I have to do, is rewatch the Rocky movies, watch Creed 1 and 2.
I mean,
and prepare myself for March 3rd.
To get up to date with Creed, I wouldn't say you have to watch the Rocky movies. I've
missed out on one, I think. I don't know which one, though. That's the problem.
If you've missed out on Rocky 5, it's fine. That one actually genuinely sucks.
Might have been 5, actually.
Like, for me, the Rocky movies, they go Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, skip Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, and then you're done. And then they go Creed 2, Creed 3.
Don't know if it's Rocky Balboa or Rocky 5, which I missed out on. I think it's one of those.
Rocky Balboa is very good. It goes back to like its more grounded roots in Rocky Balboa. Much more emotional story.
So I'll go through the stories and see which one I missed out. But I think it would make a good rewatch, and watch Creed 1 and 2, definitely.
Yeah.
Refer for this, because I watched the trailer in the cinema as well.
Yeah.
It looked amazing. Franco, you watched the trailer?
Yeah, it's the first sports movie made with IMAX cameras.
Yep. And
so it's amazing.
Huge.
Damn, it looks really good.
Michael B. Jordan directs as well. So that's interesting. That's very, very interesting.
Damn. So one thing I would advise, if you're going to watch Creed, definitely at least watch Rocky Balboa, because it's the same sort of like emotional wavelength, and you kind of need to form a relationship with older Rocky going into Creed.
Fair enough. True.
For it to hit as hard as you want it to hit, and it hits hard.
So the story for this is from Ryan Coogler as well, and it's written by Keenan Coogler. Are they related?
Could be, no. Could be brothers.
I'm assuming they must be.
I would imagine, right? Oh yeah, they're siblings. Yeah. So they're related. Yeah. Okay. So that is basically it. Those were the big trailers. One last thing I wanted to mention, just really quickly. I was happy to see a quick teaser for Poker Face. Like I said, I think the series should get much more attention than it's been getting so far. It's a very, very good crime series by Ryan Johnson. Can't believe I'm advertising a Ryan Johnson series, but here we go. Now, big news, really big news, which I wanted to surprise you with, guys. Probably you haven't seen it, but this is big news, which I was excited to share with you all. Something that I'm really excited for.
You've got them Windows.
Do you know
You've got
which
Windows.
series? Do you know which series has been renewed, guys?
Willow.
No,
Velma.
but
Velma.
yes,
Fuck.
Velma season 2 is already underway at HBO Max.
How?
Guys, this is what you get for hate watching.
How?
This is what you get for hate watching. I'll tell you why, Joe. Everyone hate watches this series to post how bad it is, but people still are still watching it, so they're making money off it.
Fuck. They cancel good shit.
No. No way. I mean,
It's the most watched animated series, man, and there is some really good animated shit on HBO
Eva,
Max.
but because they cancelled it. That's why it's the most watched, because there's nothing else to watch right now.
But people are watching this, man. And people are watching this. They wouldn't be doing a season 2 if people weren't watching this. People are hate watching this, but it's still views.
Imagine they do a volte face and it would actually be good. Imagine the season 2. I mean, that,
I seriously doubt that.
you never know. Eh? They do a huge volte face. It's like, okay, we get it, guys. We're sorry for doing this. Now we're going to do something better.
Guess I definitely won't find out. I'm not watching another episode of that. All right, guys. One last thing I wanted to go through really, really quickly were the Disney announcements. Let's start off with the more important news, which Disney tried to hide with all the Frozen fucking news and shit. 5.5 billion in costs. They're laying off 7,000 jobs, man.
Yeah.
That's Disney for you.
Don't
All those movies, all those series.
why they need to. Because like they're
Because
making money all the time.
no. Look, there's the reason just exactly behind it, because there's going to be a new Avatar experience. They have to find the money somewhere for that.
Yeah, but then they also need to employ people to run that experience.
Capitalism, man. Don't try to understand capitalism.
Huh?
Neoliberalism. Sorry, not capitalism.
Deep capitalism right here.
No, this is neoliberalism. Because,
But
yeah.
go ahead, Franco.
No, I wouldn't say.
No, go ahead. Then I'll make my point after.
No, I think this is way beyond capitalism. This is like neoliberalism, true and true. You know, it's like the worst kind of capitalism. Because at least I would like to give a bit of a chance of capitalism. You know, capital is all you need, even for work. You need money to survive. But this is like shameless, individualistic, monstrous neoliberalism. Anyway, you were going to say.
You know what the issue is? Disney Plus makes massive losses.
Really?
Yes, it does. Disney Plus makes massive, massive losses.
I mean, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan.
Massive losses. And they lost a lot of subscribers in the past month or two.
Yep.
I mean, the big stuff they had was Willow recently.
Yeah, so stop making shit, make more stuff. To be fair, actually, the best thing that they have, which is Andor, no one fucking watched it. So it's probably to do with the fact that the Book of Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were not so well received.
Yeah. No, definitely felt the impact of Book of Boba Fett, 100%.
This is
100%.
And this is another cow that is being milked dry. Yes, Stratos Story 5. I mean, okay, what is?
Yep. I mean, it's done, right? What the hell? Why? Toy Story 4 was already pushing it.
I didn't enjoy Toy
But
Story
okay,
4.
fine.
You
It really was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, but let them milk it. But 5 is like too much now, guys. Come on, like Jesus.
maybe
3 was enough. 4 was pushing it. 5 is now way up.
maybe they're going to do
For me, when
motion capture now. Motion capture Toy Story. You know, James Cameron's going to direct Toy Story 5.
for me, whenever any kind of series goes past 3, I start to go like, okay, do we need another one? Like, how many things can you name that there's 5 of them and they're all great?
Fast and Furious. Sorry,
Great. This is hard.
Transformers.
Good. I would say, for example, the Harry Potter series.
Nah,
By
but
and
come on,
large.
of the
Or
film,
not.
of the films, there's one great Harry Potter film, which is The Prisoner of Azkaban.
No. That's why I'm saying good. But I think minus maybe the 5th and 6th movie, they're all at least good.
Yeah, I mean,
believe,
yes,
in my opinion.
they're pretty passable films which are aimed at teenagers, and they should be because that is their audience.
What a great
Like, the 3rd movie was great.
what a great
Yes,
segue.
but I mean,
eh?
The 8th movie was great.
It's Alfonso Cuarón.
Yep. And
You know, great director usually equals great movie.
But on this topic, Franco.
I smelled it miles away. What a great segue he's going to go into. Still, though, you know,
we've got
Joe, the Orson Welles clip.
Yeah, I guess you could say that Andrea has cast a spell.
Oh no, he just killed Franco.
It's bad. That means Franco is rubbing off on me, which is not good.
Uh-oh. So, on this topic, Frozen. I don't know what you guys think about Frozen.
I don't think about Frozen.
Well, yeah, the animation wasn't bad. The first movie's animation wasn't bad. to be
The
fair.
animation's always going to be good. It's Pixar.
Andrea, can we let it go, please, and move on to the other story?
One last thing I want to ask, because I haven't watched Zootopia. Have you watched it?
I actually liked Zootopia, but I'm one of like 10 people in the entire world that watched it.
Then no, you're not.
I'm not.
It made $1 billion.
It made $1 billion.
Yep, it did.
Damn, it must have released in China.
No,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
no, and there's also the fairies community, which Rule 34.
Yes, that's true. It
Oh,
was
okay.
also in Europe and the UK. It was called Zootropolis,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
not
interesting.
Zootopia.
Okay.
But they had a series as well, right? Zootopia Plus on Disney Plus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Prob-
yes, there
probably.
was. Yes, there was. Yes, there was. Was it good, Joe? So I know it had actually some interesting mature themes.
Yeah, no,
to
I
it, right?
remember it being pretty enjoyable. I mean, like I like animals, I like animation, so I'm a pretty easy target in that regard.
Okay.
Joe, is
I
secretly a
like
fairy.
Pixar when they take on. Maybe I am. I like Pixar when they take on the heavier themes. Like Eric Linden had said when we interviewed him last week that he likes the Pixar movies because you can take your kids to them, but you also get something out of it. It's just like one of the ones I loved the most in recent years. In fact, 2 of them were Inside Out and Soul because they were kid appropriate, but they also gave me deep existential crises. I watched either of them.
I cried in Soul.
True,
I
true.
cried in Soul, and that's another great soundtrack by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross together with John. What's his name? John Baptiste. Oof.
Yeah.
But there's also a line spoken in Korean there as well, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah, and when he passes one of the souls, and I forgot what she says. It's like what am I doing? Why don't I have some clothes? That was if I remember. It was spoken in Korean.
Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the news, guys. So let us know, guys, in the comment section below, your thoughts on all those trailers which were shown during the Super Bowl, and let us know your thoughts on like the upcoming Creed. That's one of the movies I'm really interested in. Let us know what your thoughts on Air, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Fast and Furious 10. No, right? X. What else did we talk about? We talked about
Flash.
The Flash. Yes, that's the big one, right? I think that's the one trailer that really got me to be like, whoa, okay, this looks really good. And I'm really looking forward to it now, The Flash. And yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Just don't comment about it. Or let us know how much you're not looking forward to it. So that is our news for the week. Moving on now to the next segment of this week's podcast. And this time we're going to be talking about 2 things. First, I think we can start off with a quick review on Hogwarts Legacy. I'll be letting you know my thoughts so far playing the game, and afterwards we'll be talking a little bit about episode 5 of The Last of Us, and I'd also like to hear Joe's thoughts on episode 4 as well. So, let's get into the first one. And I had some time to play Hogwarts Legacy. Big in the news. Last week, me and Franco got into a bit of a discussion about like this whole issue of trans community and J.K. Rowling. I mean, it's all very complex. I mean, I wouldn't like to get into it this week. I'd just like to focus on the game as a game, right? And so far, my thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy are surprisingly quite positive. I knew it would be good, so I had a feeling that it would be good. Seeing all the gameplay, the graphics looked fine, the Hogwarts looked great, and it's great. I'm surprised by how complex the gameplay loop is. The spells, especially the duels, are bloody intense and very, very well done. But let me start off from the beginning. So, positives that I wrote down. First of all, like I said, Hogwarts looks brilliant, looks great, very, very lore accurate, follows the books to the dot. So Hogwarts has been recreated beautifully and very, very faithful to the books. First thing I did when I started playing Hogwarts Legacy was I just started to explore everywhere. And the map is brilliant. It's so beautifully designed, and every nook and cranny of Hogwarts has like these really tiny details, and you can tell how much attention was given to the design of Hogwarts. It's really, really well done. Beautiful paintings, the staircases, the ghosts floating around, everything looks great. The setting, brilliant. I love that they went back to the 1800s. Such a smart decision, really, really smart decision. And I think not being mentioned enough, going back to the 1800s, late 1800s, you can tell a completely different story, unburdened by all the characters that you would be forced to add in if you put it in the contemporary time. So great decision, really well done. And I would actually be quite interested in a movie set in Hogwarts in the 1800s. I'd be looking forward to that. So that's great. You start off the game basically as a fifth year who enters into Hogwarts basically as a fifth year, and you start off learning, going to classes, going to charms, going to defense against the dark arts, all those different lessons, potions, lots of collectibles, which will then lead me on to one of the negatives of the game, which is the collectibles and the open world aspect of it all. It does get a bit repetitive. I've mentioned it before on this podcast. I mentioned, I think, when we were talking about Elden Ring, that I am a little burnt out from all the open world games. I played all the Ubisoft open world games where you have like 1,000 collectibles to find and collect. Oh, it's too much, man. I can't cope with all those collectibles. This is just too much for me. So there is a bit of repetition, right? Where you have to keep on walking around, looking for collectibles and so on. That is something I dislike about this game. Another thing, you're constantly walking around. I can't remember the name of the spell, but there's a spell basically that like showcases any secrets which are near you. And basically what you end up doing is, without even noticing, subconsciously you're just pressing the spell constantly as you walk around, checking to see if there are any like secrets around you. And again, that's the whole repetition of the game loop. But where the game does really well is, like I mentioned before, in the duels. So the duels are really, really well done. There are a lot of spells. Trust me, there are a lot of spells during combat. And the spells are nice, diverse, interesting. You can upgrade them. So I love the fact that there's such a diversity in the spells you can use during combat. It's very deep, very complex. Each enemy has their own like defensive spells. And for each spell, you have your own kind of spells you have to use to break their defense system. So the combat can be a bit too complex at times, but with time you get used to it and you learn it. I really enjoy the combat. I love complex combat systems in games. So this really works really well for me. But I would imagine that some people might find it a bit too complex. So that's, I think, more or less what I had to say. Another negative, and I'm sad to mention this, because this is another issue I also had with Elden Ring, is the lag. This game has some seriously bad lag. And, whenever it happens during a duel, it can get very frustrating because the duels, you've got split-second, buttons you have to press to dodge or to use Protego to protect yourself. So whenever there's like this seriously bad lag where it's like a PowerPoint presentation basically, and whenever I press Protego and because of all the lag, you're missing the spells and you take damage and you die, well, that leads to some very frustrating moments in the game. Hopefully they can solve that. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy. If it's a buy or don't buy, I would say buy it. If you like Harry Potter or you like open world games, if you like fantasy games, go for it. There's a lot of replayability. So far, my character has been quite nice. I'm looking forward to replaying it and playing it as an evil character. I think, and then learning all the unforgivable curses, Crucio, Avada Kedavra, and I forgot what the other one was. So I think that would make for an interesting replayability aspect. So yeah, if I had to give it a rating so far, I think I've played through like 3/4 of the game. I'd say I'd give it somewhere between a 3.5 or a 4. Without the lag, I would give it a 4. With the lag, it's a 3.5 because it is quite a hindrance at times. And even some of the cutscenes look bad with all that lag. So that's a pity. But okay, that's my experience with Hogwarts Legacy. And like I said, 3.5 with the lag. Once they solve the issue with the lag, I'm sure it will get a 4 out of 5 from me. So those are my thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy.
I wanted to ask some questions about it because about Hogwarts Legacy.
Okay, Franco.
So is it true that you have to quell a goblin uprising?
Yes. Basically, that's it. Ranrock, you're fighting Ranrock, who's like the leader of the Goblin Uprising.
Okay, because they apparently one of the issues is because listen to this. This is the SJWs speaking about this. That the goblins are representative of
I know where this is going.
The goblins are.
Oh no, yeah, I know where this is going.
No, it's. I'm gonna get to the punchline soon enough. So they said that the goblins are representative of the Jews. So the Jews make an uprising because the goblins take care of the gold. So they make an uprising. So basically, quelling a Jewish uprising, which makes me think like, isn't that accidental racism? By the way.
Oh, J.K. Rowling has so much accidental racism in her books.
No.
She has a character named Cho Chang.
No.
Cho Chang, man. Chang.
No, not only
in the game.
No.
In the
wait,
books.
J.K. Rowling is not accidental racism. That's plain and simple racism. But with the SJWs, it's accidental racism. If you're comparing goblins with Jewish peoples, like the fault is on you. And secondly, remember you sent me an article from the Games Hub. From Games Hub.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make a point. Why I stopped reading it? The author of the article by Percy Ranson says, I want to make it clear to you right now that as a transgender individual, I have no interest in that kind of fairness and objectivity when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy. Now, I totally disagree with the statement, and this will weaponize the right-wingers even more, because the only thing you have to do, change this. I want to make it clear to you right now. I'm changing the words to make a point here. I want to make it clear to you right now that as a white individual, I have no interest in that kind of fairness and objectivity when it comes to transgender rights. And tell me if it's not the flip side of the argument. I think you have to be in this kind of just to tell everything. I'm not interested in playing it. I mean, I've outgrown Harry Potter. I think there was an opportunity to make good out of this game, like with the fundraising, but it backfired. And secondly, this game, as I think, again, mentioning Hasanabi, this game is beyond J.K. Rowling, and allegedly, according to the company, they said that she wasn't even involved in creating this game. J.K. Rowling was also like when she started becoming very when she became transphobic. Is it Warner Brothers Interactive? Yeah, Warner Brothers Interactive made it a point to distance themselves from her, because the game was already in development before she wrote that essay. So there's that. Plus, again, there's also trans individuals and queer individuals involved in this game. So what gives? That's all I want to say.
I think what should be done in an ideal world with these things, for me, the power of positivity is obviously much more powerful than the power of negativity. And the way, at least, I would have liked it to be done is the trans community should have claimed this game and this world for themselves, because
True.
there is, I mean, we have these people in our regular normal life, so for someone to come out and say these people don't exist in a magical world where there are goblins and hippogriffs and whatever the fuck else, and that's why I like that the developers have put trans and queer characters into this game. That's almost like a fuck you to J.K. Rowling, and I feel like the trans community should have, I mean, again, this is not straight white me saying you should do this. This is just an opinion that I hold. I believe it should have been a case of, rather than condemning people and even bullying people for covering this game, and just swirling negativity and then spurring on the right to attack each other even more, it should have been like, no, just because you created this world doesn't mean you get to tell me that I can't love it and I'm not a part of it. Fuck you, basically. Well, we're going to take it and we're going to make it ours. That's what it should have been. It's what it should be with any kind of socio-political issue, I think. I think positivity should always outweigh negativity. And you should, when someone tells you can't do something, you should turn your nose up them and say, fuck you, yes I can.
Yeah,
that's the way I think of it.
Especially if they believe in freedom and rights. Like how can you believe in being free and being myself if you're not allowing me to do certain stuff as well? Hopefully I'll find the article, but there was a great article taking all sides of it. I think I forgot if it was a Forbes or a Wall Street Journal article about trans individuals that grew up with Harry Potter. They felt part of this world, it's part and parcel of their growing up. And then obviously some people will play it, and some says like, I don't feel comfortable playing it anymore, so and at least before this, here's another thing, at least Andrea played it and can confirm certain stuff. Other people haven't even played this for the simple reason that Harry Potter equals J.K. Rowling, even though to be honest, again, it's like the transgender character is called Winona Ryan. It's like, come on guys, they could have done better, I have to say. I mean, they could have done better.
From all the names, Winona Ryan, what if they had to mention? God.
Look,
Winona Ryan.
The Harry Potter universe can be pretty lazy with some names.
Ooh, Lawa. Okay. I mean, every Irish character has to be Paddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, every Asian character is Cho Chang.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
come on, man.
It's more than racism. I just feel it's outright laziness and some laziness that isn't.
The Bulgarian is obviously Victor Krum.
Yeah, exactly. It's not me. I mean, the French one is Fleur Delacour.
Fleur Delacour.
Fleur Delacour.
It's lazy. It's there's
lazy.
No other word for it. It's a.
No, definitely 100% laziness.
By the way,
100%
Cho Chang is actually they are actually surnames in Korean, Cho and Chang. So it's like which makes it even worse.
Oh,
yeah, it's lazy. It's bordering on the disrespectful.
As far as British names go, Harry Potter is incredibly lazy.
Potter.
I don't know if you guys follow football, Premier League specifically, but once recently I saw a meme, very good meme, with Draco Malfoy when he says Potter.
For Graham Potter, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's Mudrik's reaction every time Graham Potter takes him off. Potter! Very good, very good. All right, guys, I don't know if you had anything else to add on this argument. To be honest, I really don't want to get into it. I watched a video today by Stephanie Sterling. who you might know also as Jim Sterling, who is a trans person, on this. I seriously disagreed with what she had to say, and generally I do quite agree with what she says. Her argument was that basically, if you purchase this game, you can no longer call yourself a trans ally. Basically, you cannot call yourself an ally. You're not transphobic for playing the game, but at the same time, you cannot call yourself an ally. And she called out a lot of people who have been touting the IMDb reviews as suddenly, now everyone's looking at the IMDb reviews and not calling them sellouts.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. She does have a point on that, because generally lots of right-wingers tend to attack IMDb as sellouts, but this time they're like, oh, look, IMDb gave it a good rating.
I look forward.
But
I look forward to ContraPoints and Philosophy Tube, actually, because they're also trans individuals, and they really had great takedowns of J.K. Rowling. No, ContraPoints had a great takedown of J.K. Rowling, and I don't know if Philosophy Tube will touch on the subject as well. Is it Philosophy Tube, Madonna?
Mm-hmm. It's for me. It's ridiculous that parts of the trans community are attacking people close to the game, or like there was the bad one with girlfriend reviews, who they didn't even pay for the game. They had a copy sent to them, who are streaming it day one, where they attacked them so hard on the stream that Shelby from Girlfriend Reviews was allegedly reduced to tears. You're no better than the right-wingers that dehumanize you when you do stuff like that. You know? Not only did Girlfriend Reviews not pay for the copy of the game they had, all proceeds from the stream they were doing was going to be donated towards a charity for the trans project and the LGBTQ plus community.
Just like what Hasanabi is going to
try
and do.
Like okay, yes. J.K. Rowling said these things, and this world that she is responsible for, that there's this game. One, there's hundreds of devs behind this game, of developers that worked tirelessly to make a good game for people to enjoy. People are using it to raise awareness and to raise money, and at the same time as well, people need the escapism in the form of games. We don't need these kinds of politics to be in it. Yes, J.K. Rowling is going to get some form of royalties because she has to, because she created the world, but she also couldn't be further away from this game if she tried. Because she didn't write anything on it, she didn't consult on it. Guys, she's not even promoting it.
No, not at all.
Okay, she'll get some royalties, she'll make some money. The woman is going to be rich for life because of the things that she's released into the world.
With the same measure, we should...
you're not going to attack this woman in her pockets.
That's for sure. And with the same measure, we should boycott the Guardians of the Galaxy because of Chris Pratt, because Chris Pratt is also problematic recently. Just because...
Oh, no, the more things you learn about Chris Pratt, the more unlikable he becomes.
But listen, I never got into the whole Chris Pratt thing, because from what I read, but I just skimmed through it. It was just an issue with his religion, right?
Yeah, I mean, his religion do not support trans ideologies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's Republican.
Yes, that's... Anyway, politics.
And some... let's move on to the last topic we had to talk about today, which is The Last of Us. Joe, we were quite positive on episode 4. What were your thoughts on that?
I just want to make a disclaimer telling you that after we discussed episode 3, I'm going to just fluff up my ego a bit here. I'm just going to come out and say that I was completely right, and you're welcome. Because I said we were going to get the episodes of just Joel and Ellie shit, and we were going to get big action set pieces like we got in the games. So, Andrea, personally, from me to you, you're welcome.
Definitely.
No, I like this. Episode 4 did what it needed to do, where now it's building out the relationship. Episode 5, I liked a lot more. Episode 5 was... I didn't know how well they were going to pull off the big action bits, but
oh boy,
yep,
they did it.
By the way, guys,
I think it was my favorite episode personally, episode 5.
Disclaimers, spoilers ahead. Okay,
Yes, spoilers.
Yes,
Spoilers ahead.
definitely. Spoilers for episode 4 and episode 5, 100%.
I'm going to
Franco.
rain a bit on your parade because I'm feeling it let's see if you're going to agree with me, because it seems that they're going for the formula: build the character, great character building, that is given, and then kill off the character once you get to care about him. It's like, okay, are we going to go, with Henry and Sam? Tragic ending, granted, it's very tragic ending, but if they're going, but again, I saw it coming from miles away.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler, it's kind of The Last of Us's thing at this point in time.
Yeah, but
It's the whole thing.
But I will say from here on out, at least if they follow the games, you're going to be quite surprised with some
Okay.
things.
no, but I'm
Quite surprised.
I'm saying it as the non-gamer in this thruple that we have here, the firm. I mean, I was feeling it. I was feeling it. I hope they don't keep on doing this almost every second episode at the film. Otherwise,
Yeah.
speaking about the good stuff, the kit clicker, amazing. The bloat,
Yes.
Damn good stunts in that.
And
Jesus.
That's actually not been done in the games.
and the bloater, the bloater was apparently looked like a mixture of VFX and practical. Oh.
That's my one
Yeah,
issue.
that's it. This is like the only thing, just because in the game, when you fight a bloater, it's so stressful. One, because they take like 400 bullets to kill, and you get like 10 bullets for the whole game. So forget about it.
Cool.
But it's actually one of the qualms I have now about them removing spores as a thing which were in the games and not in the series, because one of the scary things about the bloater in the game was it was really slow, and you could think like, oh, I can just run away from this thing. It's really, really slow, but it could throw like spore bombs at you, which would fuck you up, and you'd have to fight it with your gas mask on. And it could also, if you got too close to it to try and hit it, it could just shoot out loads of spore gas, which was poisonous to you. And I'm slightly miffed that the bloater in the show was just like a Hulk version of infected shit. It was still cool, still very cool.
Yeah, I
that
like
it ripped off. If you guys didn't know this, that actor with the big beard and the long hair, voice actor of Tommy in the games.
Of Tommy,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Now, he looks so good,
Yes.
man. He's like, I think the best looking character in the whole series.
As soon as I heard the voice,
man.
as soon as I heard the voice, I'm like, ah, it's Tommy. Straight away.
And I'm so looking for our spoilers. Franco, switch off for just a second. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't played the second game. I'm so looking forward to the sniper scene between Tommy and
Yes.
who. Oh, it's so good, man.
Yes,
That's
yes,
such
yes.
a good. That's going to be really
Yes,
good.
yes.
When Tommy shoots, what's his name? The
Manuel.
Asian character. Was it? No, it wasn't the Asian character.
Manuel, the Mexican guy.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I was so happy he killed Manny. Man.
Okay, Franco, you're good. You're good now, Franco.
But I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, you
so
got your sniper scene now that you were pining about when we reviewed episode 3.
yes.
By the way,
What did you think about the sniper being terrible?
no. By the way, oh, go ahead,
it
Joe.
made sense. Because like, even in the game, it's a pretty fucking terrible shot. What I did
Well,
like,
in the game, he was quite good. No,
yes, I mean, I think the game it was good depending on what difficulty you played on as well. There's no difficulty.
I always
setting
play
you-
games on ultra hard.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. What I did like though, one main thing it did is this episode in particular, and even episode 4, showed that very ruthless side of Joel that we need to see. With first the guy that is attacking him and Ellie shoots and like incapacitates, and he quite literally just kills in cold blood. To then the sniper guy who in Joel's defense, he does give a choice to the sniper guy,
Yes,
but
yes.
then also has no hesitation about just ending him there. Because it's important. It's very important going forward that we know that Joel is very much and can be a ruthless piece of shit when he needs to be.
100%. Franco, you were going to make a point.
I was gonna say, speaking of character building, even this sniper, even just because he only appeared 5 seconds, and through his age, you could see a character immediately.
True.
Estra,
He's been through some shit.
Illallo.
That guy.
I felt sorry for him, actually, but Stra, that situation, Joel had to like finish him. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think he was done with it. He was done with the whole thing. I think he just wanted to die in that moment. He was done with
I
it.
think as well, another reason for him being a shit shot is it was dark.
And he probably couldn't see.
Completely dark.
As in, his eyes probably have pretty much gone.
Yeah.
And
at that
speaking
age.
of a technical aspect, I really liked how. Wait, who's the younger one? Sam is the younger one, right?
Sam was the younger one,
okay.
yeah.
So Henry, when he was looking through the window and he saw Joel like shooting the other two, and you could see the orange, the logo on his neck.
Oh,
It was
so good, man. So good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
and I
that's
liked
really good.
also the moral quandaries that there were, because like how horrible of Melanie Linsky. I'm so terrible with character names. And Kathleen. Speaking of doubting controversy, someone called her out. Someone called her unsuitable because of her body shapes. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
It's like, what would happen if a soccer mom takes over in a post-apocalyptic
Yes,
world?
If anyone's taking over, it's soccer mums.
I think they mentioned in the podcast, they mentioned that what would actually not a soccer mom, a kindergarten teacher. What if a kindergarten teacher takes over in the podcast? Craig Mason and Neil Druckmann mentioned that.
And soft and quiet.
I actually liked it. I loved the decision. It's a very brave decision because this is not what you usually get. But I think it makes sense that in a post-apocalyptic world, you'll have her was that her brother? The guy was Tommy in the video game. He would be like the guy who keeps everyone in line with his physically imposing person, very dangerous, clearly army trained and so on. But then the person making the smart decisions would not be the tough,
exactly,
run and gun person, but it would be the smart, conniving character who's not going to be again bearded, tough, and ruthless killer.
That's it. That's what I found so psychopathic about her. So she looks soft and fluffy.
Yes.
And then she makes ruthless decisions. Like after she speaks to the informers, like like with a shrug of her shoulder, kill them. Man, how cold-blooded is that?
These are all very smart decisions by the showrunners.
Like I said,
all these small decisions.
Like I said, character building in the show is great. That's why I keep watching it. And you were saying?
I think all these like really small decisions are make or break for the series, and so far, I don't think they've made any mistakes. We were mentioning before how like a 5 second an actor who appears for like 5 seconds really tells a story. Even in episode 4, there was that scene where Joel was shooting the kid at the end. And wasn't that like those 5 seconds of the kid like pleading with Joel not to kill him? That was really powerful, man. That was like, I felt that.
Yeah.
And the fact that like that's being on screen for 5 seconds, you can make someone feel that powerfully. That's really good shit, man. That's great TV. Joe, you've played the game. What do you think about Craig Mason and Neil Druckmann giving so much like background to the villains who we don't really get to know much about in the games, at least especially in the first one?
I feel like you need to, because one of the, in my opinion, stupid criticisms that the game gets, because it's just its gameplay loop, and I get that it's either for you or it's not. A lot of the game is essentially looking around like very shit rooms for supplies and crafting stuff and crouching a lot and trying not to be seen by things. And if you made a TV show of that, one, wouldn't be very long, and it probably wouldn't be very good. We see bits and bobs of it here and there where they scavenge for some shit, they try to sneak past something, but it's the reason why I still don't believe that episode 3 was just needless filler. You know, like you're when you're doing something for the screen rather than for a game, your emphasis has to be story because you have no gameplay. And the story that The Last of Us has always told is that what matters the most at the end of the world. What do we do the things that we do for? That's why episode 3 was a perfect kind of demonstration of that. When you have a purpose, that's what you do it for. When you have someone to do it for. So I love that they're giving more time to these kinds of things. This episode could have easily been like it is in the games. Ellie and Joel run into a random group of scavengers that have no kind of characters whatsoever. And there's you kill a bunch of them without knowing anything about them. You run into Henry and Sam, they help you, and then it ends the way it does. I like that there's, as I believe Franco said, there's that kind of like moral disparity between it. Like, there's the whole chat. It was slightly heavy-handed, but I think it's more to do with the actor's performance than the writing. That the chat Henry has with Joel about what he did and whether he's the good guy or the bad guy.
Oh, it's so good,
Yeah.
man. That's such a great discussion.
You know, like it needs those things, because then as well, both games are very much who are the good guys and the bad guys at the end of the day. What makes you good?
Mhm.
What makes you bad? So I
And then the second game goes into that.
it goes
much more.
It goes
Like, it's literally just
yes,
that.
no. The second game does a line of cocaine and goes straight into that. But I like it. It's got a thematic through line, which is good. It's with the important themes that made me love the game so much. It's so far every episode touches a little bit on the important themes, and you do that through your villains as well. Because even with Kathleen, is she the bad guy or is she a good guy? Her brother helped take down like Fedra and that like big uprising and stuff, because Fedra were apparently pieces of shit. And then
I mean, they took down the fascists,
Yes,
right? They're
exactly.
the anti-fascists.
And then her brother gets taken away from her and eventually dies, and she wants to find the person responsible. Is she not do that in a world like they have? You know,
No, in that kind of context, it's hard to
hard.
judge her, right?
Exactly.
It's very hard to judge her.
That's so. I mean, pathos and catharsis is what makes villains compelling. So, even though we only got one episode of her, you get it.
You know what?
I had two other things I wanted to mention, and then we'll discuss this. Franco, go ahead with your thought first, and then we'll get into them.
I was going to mention the fact that Ellie tried to put. I think that's for me. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I haven't played the game, but the fact that she tried to put her blood onto the bite. I'm like, okay. One one was like, oh shit, it's like this might not work after all. And secondly, even Ellie, when she wrote, I'm sorry, man, I felt it in my heart as well, like, damn.
Yeah.
Even Joel, because the moment when he's like, oh shit, was Joel, when Joel looked at it and looked at her, and he didn't say anything whatsoever. That's a good thing to keep like as a mental note. And back to you, Andrea.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention, because before we mentioned the bloater, and I forgot to mention my slight negative on the bloater. Apart from what Joe mentioned, I don't know if you guys saw the actual costume, the actual costume without any of the CGI effects. The costume looks incredible. I saw it on a post on Facebook, I think on Collider, but the costume looks incredible. I think the VFX in that particular scene, the bloater scene, actually did remove some of the magic from the costume. Look,
Really?
I had some issues with the VFX on the bloater.
Do you know that-
Just a tad bit
Do you
fake.
know what this was for me? What did it? The first time you see a bloater in the game, you see it in full daylight. For this, I feel like the darkness I mean, I understand why they did it, because it's a lot easier with visual effects to make things look better when they're dark and have more of them.
Much harder to film though, huh?
Yes and no, because I mean, if probably out of all the infected there, the ones that were like actually real were the ones doing like proper, like actually like attacking physical actors.
But
like, when there's like the big ones like coming out of the ground and stuff, I imagine the vast majority were.
what it does is it's easier on the effects. Darkness, you don't have to put in very, very much details. That's one thing. I think I also liked when it emerged. I mean, okay, then afterwards maybe you were disappointed, but when it emerged, it was quite the scene when it emerged from the underground deck.
Yes, no, I was.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I was still hugely excited as soon as it came out. I'm like, oh shit, a bloater. No, but I mean, to be fair, what I really like about the show, one, apart from its commitment to physical effects, as you guys will know, an HBO show which I did not love, and especially for its VFX, was House of the Dragon. This looks like this looks so much more expensive than House of the Dragon. And House of the Dragon,
I think it is more expensive, actually.
I don't think it is though, because
They spent like a lot of money on this.
I'm sure it's not cheap, but with the amount of CGI that you have to put into one episode of House of the Dragon compared to this, like, and my problem with House of the Dragon was like even like landscapes and stuff looked fake. So far in The Last of Us, nothing has looked out of place.
Seamless. It looks seamless. No, even
Yeah.
like we think because most of the things, like, you think the VFX is just the clickers and the bloaters and whatnot, but there's also like much of landscape painting going on as well.
We checked. No, the landscapes in this look great. And the landscapes in this look absolutely stunning. No. Complete 100% seamless. You never like, okay, that looks like, yeah, that's computer generated. The background is, no, I never had that reaction so far. Another thing I wanted to ask you, and I'd like to ask Franco first, because obviously Franco didn't play the game. What did you think about the way the whole thing was ended? Especially after the suicide scene. Like the showing Ellie's reaction.
It made sense, you know.
Did you like that,
No,
Franco?
it made lots of sense. And I think it was a very shocking moment too. What do you mean? What do you mean by it? Because I didn't.
Joe will know what I mean, because in the game it's very different.
Yeah.
The way it's portrayed in the game. Joe, go ahead. Maybe you want to explain.
I mean, in the game, that is kind of like that particular scene, because it happens in almost the exact same way, where they wake up and then Sam is actually infected and Henry kills him and then he kills himself. The way the game kind of does its time skips is they're incredibly abrupt.
Okay.
And if my memory serves me well, you literally see Henry kill himself and it cuts to black. And then
the winter.
Yeah, then all of a sudden you cut to like a month later.
No, but you need that's a great resolution. No, you need to.
Yes, no, that's what I mean. Then the way like the game kind of like makes up for it. Each new segment of the game, each like new chapter, kind of starts with a bit of like walking and talking between Joel and Ellie. So it kind of makes up for those like lost moments in those walk and talks. Again, in the series, you don't have those walk and talks.
No.
So you need those resolution scenes.
Yeah, that's for sure. And secondly, like I said, the only problem with the whole scenario, so to speak, is I already knew that these characters are not going to survive. Somehow I said, okay, these characters are not going to survive. They made us care for them. So most probably they're going to have a horrible ending, which they did. Like I said, still pretty shocking, especially the it's like when Henry realizes what he did. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Jesus.
And
I didn't think they were gonna have the guts to do it for TV. Genuinely,
Really?
I
I was certain
I
they
thought genuinely they were going to change it. that there was either going to be some ambiguity and they just got separated, or I thought they were going to get through the city and then just like part ways. I did like even the like. I actually didn't believe for TV. They didn't even show like as bad as it sounds of me mentioning it. Like I'm not some sicko or something, but it just surprised me. They fully show Sam getting shot in the head by Henry. They don't shy away from it at all. Where normally these things to do with kids, they kind of do it like off camera. Where like another lesser show would have had Henry pointing the gun and shooting, and you would have heard a body hit the floor, and your brain would have made the connection.
I think you would miss out on a lot. I think you would. It would be a big mistake to do that. In my
especially
opinion,
for ones that have played the games, and the game does not hold back from stuff like that.
No,
not in the slightest.
not at all.
No, but like Joe said, I think these characters deserved their resolution. Like they deserve to be paid respect, especially with their relationship that they had together. You know how much they survived together after the We the People uprising. You know. I
looked up the budgets for fun facts. The budget per episode of The Last of Us is 15 million per episode.
15.
The budget for House of the Dragon was 20 million per episode. And it's
dragons are expensive.
I know, and they still look like shit. They look so bad.
Yeah.
Looks so bad.
No,
I've seen way better looking dragons than that.
I've seen way better.
Skyrim dragons look better than that.
I see way better looking dinosaurs here for 60,000.
Yes, genuinely.
Sorry,
I don't think the dragons look that bad. There's no weight. It's true that I will 100% agree. There's no weight behind them, and the characters seem like they're floating and they're on them. But I don't think
the dragons in House of the Dragon look good when they're flying and they're far away. Whenever you see them up close and they're on the ground, they look ridiculous.
Because there's no weight behind them. That I agree. Yes, that I agree with you. I didn't mind them that much.
Time to bust out the animatronics, I think.
Okie dokies. So I think that's pretty much what we had to say about The Last of Us. And switching to Bella Ramsey's face right after the shot, the shot to the head by Henry. That I think was another smart decision.
Very good.
Bella Ramsey is, she's excellent.
She grows on me every episode.
Yes.
She is
like a fungus.
She is.
Bella Cordyceps.
And Pedro Pascal. Boy. Have you been seeing his TikToks on Pedro Pascal? Everyone's calling him Daddy. Oh my God!
No,
I have all the time in the world for Pedro Pascal.
Scientists predict that he's going to be in all shows by 2050 of like Lone Wolf and Young Cub, basically
taking care of a special young
of
character.
A magic kid. Yeah, exactly.
In every show. But you really tell me you really believe that a guy like him is kind of like this really gritty survivalist, the guy who will survive anything. He looks tough. He looks like he can take on anyone. And whenever he's handling a gun, he looks the role. He's perfect for that kind of role. Shooting the sniper from the house, from top of the house. He looked perfect.
Andrea, look up the community episode they did during COVID, where he takes the role of Chevy Chase, and the episode of Community was when Chevy Chase's character dies and he has a will, and he was laughing his butt off. Pedro Pascal took over the reins. It was so funny.
I'll look it up.
You see the range of Pedro Pascal as well.
Send me the name of the episode then, and
sure
chat.
Sure thing.
Okie dokies. So guys, I think we were very disciplined today. That's 2 hours on the dot.
That's true. That's
very, very disciplined.
That's our Valentine's date, guys. Our Valentine's date.
Yep. Doing anything tomorrow, guys?
I'll be pretty easy for me Valentine's Day. My girlfriend's working night shifts, so I think I'll make her like a nice breakfast and me a nice dinner before she heads out.
Good idea.
We've always been very relaxed for Valentine's Day. Like none of us are too bothered about it. Franco's gonna be scouring every dating app there is.
I know I had a worse joke, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say it. Sorry. So it's okay. Maybe you can cut it out, Andrea. It's up to you. I was gonna say,
No. This is definitely staying in.
That's just me and my hand, do sorry.
Just me.
Look, we've all been there at least once.
I mean, even single ladies, it's always them and their hand.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I mean. It's hey,
there's no shame.
we should break the taboo. We should break the taboo.
Exactly. Normalize masturbation.
Exactly.
Everyone does it.
100%.
Exactly.
Everyone does it.
Anyway, our single days would be the 15th. That's what the tradition's like. 14th is the couples day and 15th is the singles day.
Okay.
Trivia, true.
And 17th is the Ant-Man Day.
Oh, true.
Oh, good.
True. But are you going to go watch?
I'm excited
Are you
for
going
that.
to watch Star or Ant-Man, Andrea?
No, I'm going to watch Tar on the 17th. I'm going to watch it after work.
Okay.
So I finish at 1. And I think I'll go to Embassy to watch it after. If I manage to make it on time, 1:30, I'll go watch
Tar
it.
is on Embassy.
No, Ant-Man.
You're not going to watch Star. You're going to watch Ant-Man.
No. That's at the place where I shall never mention.
I was going to say he wouldn't be caught dead.
You know, actually,
That's enough.
I think it. Maybe I'll join you. Maybe I'll join you, because it's a movie.
Mm-hmm. I might be a tad bit late because I finish at 1, but my school is very close to Valletta, so as long as I find parking,
Okay.
I should be fine. But it's at 1:30 Embassy, so if you want to join me,
1:30
let me
in
know.
the
The
in the
cinema will be
afternoon.
empty. In the afternoon, yes.
I'll check how I'll be about schedule, because hopefully I'll be starting work soon. It's all.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I'm busy in the evening and I'm busy all weekend. So that's basically the only 2 hours I have to go watch a movie right after work. So I'll be going at 1:30 to go watch Ant-Man. I'm actually quite looking forward to it.
I'll let you know then. I'll let you know.
I will not be going.
Oh, by the way, Joe, before we leave, any purchases, any new purchases as far as Blu-rays goes, or?
No, I've
question.
actually I've been told that for now I'm banned from buying more. Specifically because the TV unit that we have, it's basically only got 2 shelves in it, which it's probably a shelf which is about 40 inches wide.
A shelf and a half.
There's only 2 of them, so yeah. So on the bottom layer is my PS5, and there's the Nintendo Switch, and there's a couple PS5 games stay on the very bottom, and then the shelf above that is just Blu-rays where literally no more can fit. So my girlfriend has said until we move to a bigger place, I'm not allowed to buy more Blu-rays.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Which I mean,
Fair
she's probably right. I probably should. I should probably save my money for now. But yeah, I did tell her she was quite unhappy that I want to have one of those displays where it's floor to ceiling, all 4 walls kind of thing. Yeah.
So if tomorrow you buy another Blu-ray, it would be just you and your hand.
Right.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's basically going to be because she's on night shift. So to be fair, actually, don't tell her. She doesn't listen to this. But at the end of the month, I'm definitely going to pre-order the Steel Book of Babylon. So
Yeah.
do it. Well, that's just one. It's not a lot. There's one more. I guarantee if I buy that and she I'm the one to receive it in the post and not her, she'll have no idea.
Speaking of Babylon,
Oh, Mala,
Speaking
do
of
it.
Babylon, there was the interview with Letterboxd. I finally got the name because I remember there was a Chinese actress back in the day in the silent movie, Anna May Wong.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And she really captures her spirit, Li Junlin, Anna May Wong.
Okay.
And actually, let's say her Chinese name, Wong Yu Tong. And I might still be saying it
Okay.
wrong. Sorry for the
All
Chinese
right.
listeners.
All right, guys. Shall we call it a day?
I think so.
Happy St. Valentine's Day. Happy to all film lovers.
Yes. Happy St.
Happy St.
Valentine's
Valentine's Week, basically.
So basically, enjoy it if you can. So guys, first of all, let us know your thoughts. Have you played Hogwarts Legacy? Let us know in the comment section below, and tell us also if you enjoyed playing it. What were your thoughts on the game? Also, have you watched The Last of Us episode 5? Let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on the 5th episode. Are you as positive as we have been so far on the show? Do you have some issues here and there with the show? From what I've seen, mostly everyone's been quite positive with The Last of Us with regards to The Last of Us, except for some right-wing people who had issues with the 3rd episode. But that's to be expected. All right, guys. As always, like, subscribe, follow us on all the socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. If I left something out, Twitter,
Swipe right.
Facebook, Instagram. Yep. Swipe right. If you see Franco on Tinder, make sure to swipe right. He's looking forward to some exciting Valentine's evening.
Spicy.
I guess it's today now.
Yeah.
I guess it's today now.
Yeah,
It's the 14th.
Some spicy nights.
And that's pretty much it, guys. So, Joe, thank you so much as always.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea, for
Franco.
starting this and for doing the 11th episode, guys. Let's get it to 20.
11th episode. Yes. Our next target is 20. All right, guys. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And as always, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Peace.
And Bruce, tar is not a slug.
Yeah.